Hey everyone, welcome back to English for Everything, the channel where you improve your English while learning something valuable for life. I'm Alex, and today we are talking about one of the most famous personal finance books in the world, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This book has changed the way millions of people think about money, and honestly, it might change your life too. Have you ever wondered, why do some people work hard their whole lives but stay broke? Why do the rich keep getting richer while the poor and middle class struggle? And why don't schools teach us about money? Well, this book tries to answer those questions. In today's video, I'll explain the full summary of Rich Dad, Poor Dad in simple English, and I'll share the biggest lessons you can use in real life. So grab a coffee, relax, and let's begin. Imagine a young boy. That boy is Robert Kiyosaki. He has two dads. Not literally. One is his real father, his poor dad. The other is his best friend's father, his rich dad. Now here's the interesting part. Both men are intelligent. Both work hard. Both love their families. But one struggles financially while the other becomes very wealthy. Why? That's the big question of this book. Let's start with the first dad, Poor Dad. Poor Dad is highly educated. He believes in school. He believes in getting good grades. He believes in finding a safe job. He says things like, "Study hard so you can get a good job." Sounds familiar, right? This is what many parents teach, and it sounds logical. But Poor Dad works hard his whole life and still worries about bills. He believes, "I can't afford it." He avoids risks. He works for money. Now let's look at Rich Dad. Rich Dad is not highly educated. He doesn't have fancy degrees, but he understands money. He says, "Don't work for money, make money work for you." Boom. That line alone changed millions of lives. Rich Dad teaches Robert a completely different mindset. He says, "The rich don't work for money. They build assets. They invest. They create businesses. They learn financial education." And that is the first lesson of this book. Lesson number 1. The rich don't work for money. Most people wake up, go to work, get paid, pay bills, and repeat. This is called the rat race. Wake up, work, pay bills, sleep, repeat. People stay trapped because of fear and greed. Fear makes them work for security. Greed makes them want a bigger salary. So they work harder, but remain trapped. Rich Dad says, instead of chasing money, learn how money works. That's powerful. Let's move to lesson number 2. Why teach financial education? Schools teach math, science, history, English, but schools rarely teach money. And money affects almost every part of life. Rich Dad says the biggest problem is this. People don't know the difference between an asset and a liability. Simple words, big difference. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. Simple. Let me repeat that. An asset gives you money. A liability costs you money. Examples of assets: a business, stocks, rental property, a book that earns royalties, a YouTube channel making ad revenue. Examples of liabilities: a car loan, credit card debt, a house with huge expenses, fancy things bought to impress people. Poor people buy liabilities. Middle-class people buy liabilities thinking they are assets. Rich people buy assets. That's why they become richer. Imagine this. You buy a luxury car. People clap. People say, "Wow." But every month, insurance, fuel, maintenance, loan payments, your money leaves your pocket. That's not an asset. Now imagine you buy a small online business or invest in a rental property. Money comes in every month. That's an asset. Rich Dad says, keep buying assets, reduce liabilities. That's how wealth grows. Lesson number 3, mind your own business. Now wait, This doesn't mean ignore people. It means build your own financial life. Most people spend their lives making someone else rich. They work for a company. The company owner gets richer. They work hard, but never build something for themselves. Rich Dad says, keep your job, but build your business on the side. Maybe it's a YouTube channel, an online store, investments, freelancing, a side hustle, something that grows, something you own. This is one of the best lessons in the book. Your salary makes you survive. Assets make you free. Lesson number 4. The history of taxes and the power of corporations. Rich Dad explains that the rich understand taxes better. Employees earn money, then pay taxes, then spend what's left. Corporations earn money, spend money on expenses, then pay taxes on what remains. That's a huge advantage. This is why business owners often pay less tax legally, because they understand the rules. The lesson? Learn the game. Money has rules. If you don't know the rules, you lose. Lesson number 5. The rich invent money. What does that mean? It means rich people see opportunities where others see problems. For example, a house is selling cheap. Most people ignore it. An investor buys it, fixes it, sells it for profit. That's inventing money. Opportunity is everywhere, but most people miss it because they are busy or scared. Fear stops people. Doubt stops people. Laziness stops people. Rich Dad says, train your mind to see opportunities. Lesson number 6. Work to learn, not to earn. This lesson is huge. Most people ask, how much does this job pay? Rich Dad asks, what can I learn from this job? Skills make you rich, not salary alone. Learn sales, communication, marketing, investing, leadership, negotiation. These skills can make you millions. And honestly, this is true. A person who can sell can survive anywhere. A person who can communicate can influence anyone. A person who understands business can create opportunities. So sometimes, take jobs that teach you valuable skills, not just jobs that pay. Now let's talk about the biggest obstacles. Rich Dad says there are 5 main obstacles to becoming rich. Number 1, fear. People fear losing money, but losing teaches lessons. Number 2, cynicism. People say, it won't work. It's too risky. That's impossible. Negative thinking kills opportunity. Number 3, laziness. People say they are busy, but never take action. Number 4, bad habits. Poor financial habits destroy wealth. Number 5, arrogance. People pretend they know everything, so they stop learning. And when you stop learning, you stop growing. Now let's talk about the biggest criticism of this book. Yes, this book is powerful, but it has critics. Some people say the advice is too simple. Some say not everyone can invest easily. Some say the stories may be exaggerated. And honestly, that may be true. But the mindset lessons are still powerful. The main purpose of this book is not to give step-by-step investment advice. It changes how you think, and mindset changes everything. So, what are the biggest lessons from Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Let's summarize. Lesson 1. Don't work only for money. Learn how money works. Lesson 2. Know the difference between assets and liabilities. Lesson 3. Build assets. Lesson 4. Mind your own business. Create income sources. Lesson 5. Learn financial education. Lesson 6. Use corporations and understand taxes. Lesson 7. Take risks carefully. Lesson 8. Work to learn skills. Lesson 9. Control fear and doubt. Lesson 10. Make money work for you. Imagine this. You earn money. You invest it. Your investment earns money. That money buys more assets. Those assets earn more money. That is financial freedom. And that is what Rich Dad taught. So ask yourself today, are you working for money or is money working for you? Are you buying assets or liabilities? Are you building your future or just surviving? This book can't make you rich overnight, but it can change your thinking overnight. And changed thinking creates changed actions. Changed actions create changed results. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Welcome to English for Everything, where you learn English and life lessons together. I'm Alex, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!